Good noon, newcomers and oldcomers alike. I'm Uncle Brian. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this video. Today we're doing something again special with Bakugan. First we're opening up some Bakugan, but there's also something special with these Bakugan, and that being that Gen 3 is out. Generation 3 of Bakugan is officially in stores. It's been officially in stores, but I only managed to find it at one store, unfortunately. Unfortunate and fortunate because, you know, it's in the stores. Unfortunate because it's only one of the stores that I regularly go to. That aside, I'll give you my 5 decrees and then we'll continue on with the Bakugan opening, and I'll show you what we're working with if you didn't already see in the thumbnail. Like the video, comment your opinions on Generation 3, what you think about it overall. Subscribe and hit the notification bell at the same time. Share with friends, family, coworkers. Let them share the fun that you have. And finally, to check out my podcast, Detention. I'll tell you more about it at the end of the video. But for now, let me show off what I got here. First things first, something not new at all. In fact, it's old. It's a Mutasec Geogun. I got this in Pennsylvania when I was at a lake trip with friends, so it was just something I snagged from a Walmart nearby. Nothing too crazy going on there. Now, the rest are Generation 3, and it's pretty cool. First, we have the Special Attack Nilius. Looks very interesting. I like the... First, I want to comment on the box design. I very much like it. It's nice and sleek. You know, they still show the toy, which I do appreciate. I was hoping that they wouldn't go the route of like other toy lines where they just show the cover art and you really have only the back to go off of, which also here is the back. You can see how Generation 3 operates. You have the bottom, this little, I assume, plastic ring, and then the top part, and then we have a cord that we put through. I don't know if you can see it from, no, but there's a cord in this box where we could launch it to spin like a Beyblade, essentially. But I very much do like this box art. It's very fresh. It looks, I don't want to say modern because I don't feel like that's a right word, but it stands out is probably the best way to put it. Next, we have a Special Attack Mantinid. Or Mantid, I don't know why I said Mantinid, but Special Attack Mantid. Now, I am not entirely sure how classifications work in this one. I think I would have to watch the newer show, which hopefully is not, how do I phrase this? Not as hard to watch as the second generation. It was very clearly meant for kids, and it was kind of hard to continue watching that and follow along with what's happening in the story. Hopefully here it's a little more it's a little easier to follow is what I'm mainly asking. But here's the bag. We have, you see the top, the middle, and the bottom, and then here is its full form. Very nice. Now we go on to Bruiser. Again, I'm not sure what the classifications are. I may have to look it up later, but so far looks very cool. The art very nice. And then the back side, we also see he has a different type of a ring, but also there's classifications at the bottom of it. I'm not sure how it's meant to be used during like when using these as actual toys, playing with them. Like I said, I have no idea what the classifications could possibly mean. Next are Special Attack Dragonoid. Now here, I'm pretty sure is the Dragonoid, the main character of the show. Yeah, nothing really crazy going on here. Again, these classifications are getting weird. I don't know if you were able to see the other 3, but this one has like a little smiley, or like, not even a smiley face, it's just a face. So I don't really know, but here's the back end. Very cool, very nice. Everything going on here. I wonder if there's going to be any like cards because I do know that the entire, or I don't know, I assume the entire reason they swapped over to this type of toy is because they couldn't handle doing a trading card game, and they kind of gave up on it several times. So maybe this is their solution to doing it by their solution to not doing a trading card game while also keeping Bakugan kind of Bakugan, essentially. That's my theory, though. Now, for the final one I'm putting up for display is a diamond. I got very lucky with this one. It's a diamond Ventry. Now, again, no clue anything really going on here, only that it's a diamond up here. I'm not sure if it's easier to tell if a Bakugan's a diamond if the diamond labeling is up here as opposed to the side, as it was for previous lines of Bakugan Gen 2. But I do like it. It's very noticeable in my opinion, but also just the compact design. Again, something that gossip over, or not gossip, gush about. I don't know why I said gossip. Anyway, let's start with the older one, the not as exciting one, so that way we can get it out of the way, get my opinions on it, and so on. First I'll show off the cards, and then we'll move on to the actual Geogun itself. Gate card, like I said, they kind of gave up on the TCG, so me explaining what's going on here, I don't think this is really going to matter too much. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't exactly know what's going on there, and I'm not gonna try to pretend I know. So I just move on and pretend like I don't care. Now here is the actual character card for Mutasec. It's actually interesting because I don't think I have a Mutasec, and this is the first time I've ever seen one. So it's actually quite interesting what's going on here. You know, kind of reminds me of the Darkest Falconfly trap from Generation 1 Bakugan. I probably should call it like by generation instead of legacy, how I've been doing it now, since there are 3 iterations of Bakugan officially. Now the final card here is actually a Baku Action, which is just essentially an ability card, I assume. Sonic, what is it, Abyss? Yeah, Sonic Abyss. Don't know what it does, don't know what its purpose is, it just looks pretty nice. Now this pack didn't come with any Baku cores, so I don't have any like small displays, but here's the Mutasect. Looks like an egg, funny enough, a very darkest egg. I actually kind of like it, it's very nice. Let's open him up, see how it goes. Look at him. Honestly, for what the monster is, it's an alright Geogun. Like, you can kind of see it, but it's just alright. The one redeeming thing about this, in my opinion, is the fact that it's shaped like an egg when you close it. I find that very entertaining. But I don't want to linger on that too much longer because I want to get to actual Generation 3 and see what goes into the intricacies with it. So let's start with Nilius, and we'll just, jump right into it. Okay, so as I was unboxing it and getting to understand better what I'm dealing with, I noticed something very interesting. First, let's start off with the gate card. Let's start off with the back. Very cool design, it's very new. It's still, you know, nothing too entirely crazy because it's the back of the card. Stuff happens in the front of the card, which we have here. Now, if you notice, there's 3 different areas of this card. I assume the way it works, well, I think I was holding it upside down. 3 different areas of the cards. I assume it works like you spin your Bakugan, and depending on where it lands, you get those benefits. That's my assumption, though. But something I also noticed is that you don't have to use the Bakugan as a makeshift Beyblade. There are technically 2 versions, and that's where the ability card comes in. I assume what an ability card and stuff is, because it comes into 2 separate parts. A very interesting concept. You have the first half, the top half, which is the Nilius character card, like I've been saying, It's got, oh, let me see if I can, it's got his stats and everything, and it has his character art, which is quite nice, I must say. The use of an actual good yellow with black, very nice. But then we have the bottom half, which I assume is the ring part, which I have right here. The ring part, which is scorching whips. Now, if you simply put them together, they don't stick together, but they like, I guess the purpose is to just lay them flat so that way they kind of match, but you get what I mean here. Looks very nice, actually. Now, since Bakugan no longer exists, I'm going to try and show you both forms. First, I'm going to show you without the ring. So here is Nilius without the ring. Now, once again, I don't know any of the classification types, if even the attributes exist anymore. I assume they do, but I also assume that this is no longer a Darkest, or it might be a Darkest, but they probably are going with a more space, like infinite blue type deal with it, if it is Darkest. I'm not entirely sure though, but it's a very interesting design because you can see the clear bottom here, you can't really, yeah, right there, the yellow nub for it to spin on that also acts as a magnet. So it's very interesting how they went about keeping it a Bakugan but also making it able to spin. Now, what I like here is a little reflectiveness you can see going on there. I assume that's what its attribute is or what it's trying to convey, but for now I'm gonna open it, show you what it is open, and then I'm gonna try and get the ring on and try and clear some room so I can spin it. I'm gonna see how likely that would be though. So let's open her up now. Hopefully this is the magnet. Oh, that was weird. Look at him. I'm gonna take him off the card. Honestly, I kind of like it. Originally, when the stuff was being leaked and everything, or being theorized that they were going to be making Bakugan into a Beyblade type scenario, I was questionable. I was skeptical, is what I meant to say. I was skeptical. I didn't know how they would take Bakugan, something that requires the entirety of the ball to transform in order to be a monster, and how they were going to take it and turn it into a Beyblade. But I see how they did it now, and they just made it basically the bottom half doesn't really do anything. It's the top half that does something. Now, as you saw from the box, it comes in two separate pieces. That's because, obviously the ring has to go on, even though it prepackaged comes on, stuff like that. So I'm gonna take this apart again, and I'm gonna close it back up and put the ring on and try and get it to do a spin so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So here's Nilius in ball form with the ring. It does take quite a bit more space out of him and width. That's actually a fantastic way to hold him to show him off. But you can see what I mean here when what they intend for it to happen. So I'm gonna try and clear some space to try and get a brawl, or a spin going. Okay, so here we have the Nilius. Beg the pardon the sloppiness, because this is very new to me. Also, here's the ripcord, or the cord to launch this guy. So I guess we just slip it through there. This is a long cord, I must say. Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to do this. This is my first time ever ripping a Bakugan, so bear with me. Let me place it right here, or let me place it right there. So just to like demonstrate kind of what happens, I'm gonna rip, and I'll show you here, and then I'll try my best to get it to land on this card. If not, I'll try and just litter this place with magnetic material so that way it catches and doesn't fall off, because that would be bad if it did. But here's the demonstration. Now you can't really see, but if you could hear this part, this yellow part is spinning. So very, very interesting what's going on there. still feel the cord is way too long and doesn't need to be that long, but here we go. Maybe if no, I'm gonna keep it like this. Maybe it's better like that. So, I have a few questions. Why? That's my first question. Who in Spin Master, who in the Spin Master headquarters designed this knowing that it can't get on the card itself while spinning? It might just be what I'm working with, but every time I've spun this, apart from obviously the ones that missed, they haven't been able to get on the card. Or at least Nilius hasn't been able to get on the card. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to open them like this. You know, with the ring attached and everything. So that's what he looks like with the ring. I'm honestly upset I couldn't show you him opening while spinning, but it just refused to work. I would have loved to, but I couldn't. It didn't work. I'll show footage of me trying to spin it, trying to get everything to it. So I'm gonna open the rest of these and then I'm gonna try and spin them all to see if they have the same problem or if it's just the Nilius or the card that was the issue the first time. So moving on, we're gonna do Bruiser next. Now, here's the gate card that the Bruiser came with. We can see it's different terrain, essentially, but the same concept going on, where it's different areas are affected by that terrain. I assume that's just... You know what? I'm not gonna assume anything. I don't know, so I'm not gonna pretend to, or I'm not even gonna try and figure out until maybe a little bit of research afterwards. But here is the top half of Bruiser. Very nice. And then here's the bottom half, the Flame Axe and Smash Hammer. Sorry, I had to read it. I didn't read it beforehand. I don't know why. But very cool, very cool. I do like this concept. Even though it is more stuff to keep track of, I do enjoy the concept. Now here is the Bruiser himself. Very nice. We can see the bottom half is more of a yellow than it is a translucent. And the top half is a bluer, like a more aqua colored type, but as you can see here, the attribute marking or the type marking is obviously not aqua, so I don't know. Let's open them up. Oh, he was backwards. Here he is. He looks kind of nice. I like him. Very simple design, nothing too complicated going on. Let me attach the ring, and I'm not going to spin it until the end. If I get it to work, you'll see footage of it. If I don't, you know it didn't work, and you'll know it didn't work. So here he is with the ring on. As you can see the axe and the hammer, so it's quite cool. Don't know how it actually affects his spin and attacks, but we never know. Here he is open with the rings on. I noticed that I don't think he's supposed to be this direction. No, he is. It's very strange because for Nilius, he's faced onto the opposite direction, so he's facing down. But this guy, he's facing this way, so he's like tilted up. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or if that's just some weird design coincidence. I don't know, but it looks a little awkward in my opinion, him being tilted that way. Who knows? Maybe I'm just a simple silly guy who just is criticizing for no reason. Next, we're gonna do Mantid. Mantid's terrain card, gate card. I don't know what to call it, but I'm just gonna call it gate card. Mantid's gate card is actually is actually interesting because there's only 2 terrain types here. So it's definitely it's nice to see that they're not just matching, they're not just changing the directions of it, they're actually doing a little bit of something with it to make it interesting. Now here's the Mantid character card, or I don't even know what to call it, because it feels like a card but it also feels like not, because you know there's an other half to it. But here's Mantid, very, very nice. And here is his little weapon thing, Star Flails. You could see all the stats there, yada yada yada, very nice. And here's the Mantid himself, very Ventus type coloring. And just overall, yeah, you can see the bottom half is kind of the same color as it was the Bruiser, so we'll see how he looks. Ah, look at that. This one is also interesting because it's leaning like the same way as the Nilius did. However, his face is right there. So in fact, he is leaning this way, upward. But they played into it better than the Bruiser, in my opinion, because, you know, the entire thing is over this direction as opposed to Bruiser, where it feels like his body is more to the back end where it's leaning back. So it doesn't look too awkward with him, and I kind of like that. Let me show you the ring. So here is Mantid with the ring. You could see you could see the weapon design there, the flail-like just a weapon going on around the ring. Let's open him up. Oh, forgot it was that way. Now, something interesting I also discovered was he has manual parts to open. So like, there you go. So he's supposed to look like this, which makes even more sense, like why he looks like this way in this design. It's actually very cool. Now, moving on to Dragonoid. Dragonoid's gate card. Again, 3 terrains, all those buffs going on. Don't know what to explain there. Here we have the character card. Looks very nice. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about. Actually, this design of Dragonoid isn't bad. I actually like it better than Generation 2 designs of Dragonoid. It feels chonkier and more dragon-like in my opinion. Now, here is his weapons, his blaze swords. Look at that. Better, whatever. It's good enough. But blaze swords, it looks very nice. Again, I still like the concept of those 2 separate parts combining to, you know, make a full card, a full stat sheet, or something along those lines. Now, here's Dragonoid himself. Very, very obviously Pyrus color attributed, the same bottom as the last 2. Now let's open them up to see what's going on. And see, here we have another one that's leaning downward. Now I actually like this because it actually looks like a full-on Dragonoid. Like if you were to say, oh, here is a Dragonoid, and you saw this, in my opinion, this is exactly what I would have thought of, or something along those lines. I'm going to show you with the ring next. Now here he is with his blaze sword. It's a very nice design. I personally like it a lot. Now let's open him up, and boom. Something I also noticed is that these bottoms here open up a lot wider than literally the other 3 that I've opened so far. Where the other 3 had like little nubs that opened out, this one has like an entire wingspan to it. It's very nice. Overall, very cool design, and probably one of my favorites other than Mantid and Nilius. And the last one of the bunch, the Ventry. Yeah, Ventry. I think that's how you say it. But let's get her open. For the Diamond Ventry, we have different terraining here. Very nice. Whoops, I almost dropped it. Kind of looks like skyward terrain. Now, here is the character card for Ventry. Obviously, it looks like a Chaos coloring type and a bird as well. And here is their weapon of Chroma Wings. No, it's just Chrome Wings. I don't know why I said Chroma. It is just Chrome Wings, and there you go. The diamond design, like the diamond indication for the card, very nice. Subtle but nice. Here is the Diamond Bakugan itself. Very, very nice. I do like that. Now let's open them up. Whoa. Now that's a lad. I actually like this a lot. It's definitely wider and lower than the rest, but this is nice looking. I won't even lie. I'm gonna get his ring on. So here he is with his ring, his chroma, I don't know why I keep saying chroma, his chrome wings, very nice. I don't know if this is part because he's a diamond or if this is just because of his color palette, but I assume it is because it is a diamond. Let's open him up to see how he looks with his, wow. I had to cut myself off there because that looks nice. Even though it overlaps, it looks like it goes together very well. I don't know what else to say about it. It looks very nice. I'm going to try and spin some of these, get some footage of that, and if I can't, then consider this the end of the video. If, like I said, if I can't get it to work, you'll either see a little bit of a compilation of me failing or me succeeding, depending on which way it goes, or a compilation of it showing that it doesn't work as intended. But for now, my 5 decrees, like the video, comment your thoughts about Gen 3. I personally like the overall designs of it. It's very cool, very unique, and the concept, while I don't want to say blatant, while it is just kind of extracting aspects of another toy brand, it is making it into its own thing. It tries its best, and you can see it's definitely trying to try something new. But overall practicality, we'll see. From my first test with Nilius, not very easy or practical to use. Now, I did actually see a QR code at the back of these boxes that says how to brawl, so I could look at that and maybe give a better example for my roles later on. But like I said, overall design very nice, practicality not the best. The next decree, to subscribe and hit the notification bell at the same time. To share this video with friends, family, co-workers, anybody who might be interested and or could get a good bit of entertainment out of watching what I'm doing here. And lastly, to check out my podcast, Detention, a podcast where a former teacher of mine and a friend get together and we just discuss past, current, and even possible future events with absolutely dumb, stupid opinions, ideas, and just overall enjoying the banter between each other. So if you like what I do here, you'll love what I do over there. Trust me on that. But with that being said, I bid you good noon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.